Hi everybody, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to speed up or slow down a clip in DaVinci Resolve. Now I've got this clip here and to be honest I quite like the clip, but it does take rather a long time to actually reveal the actual street. So I'm just kind of starting off in the picture and then I reveal the street. So this is quite a nice shot I think, but it actually needs to be sped up. So first of all what you want to do is select the clip and then go to the right hand side. In the Inspector tab, look for where it says speed change. So you might need to scroll up or scroll down to looking for this particular section. And now you have two things. You have change speed or frames per second. So it really depends on what you want to do. So if you know you want to actually speed up the actual clip and you still want to maybe try 150% or 200%, it's just a case of typing where it says change speed and just typing in the value you want. So perhaps you want to make it 150%, and we can just play the clip and it's quicker than it was before. Of course, if you want to maybe make it to twice as fast, then of course it's just 200%. Okay, so the other option you've got, for example, underneath that is frames per second. So if you actually know what frames per second you want, then you can actually just type in the value. Now, what does that kind of mean? So if you actually got a 30 frames per second timeline, then if you make the speed 200%, it's actually going to play back twice as fast, which means the actual frames per second is going to be 60 frames per second, not 30 frames per second. If you change the speed, for example, to 50%, then it's going to make the frames per second, as you can see, 15 frames per second, not 30 frames per second. So it's actually obviously half the speed. Now, one thing I've noticed when changing the speed is you want to make sure that the actual percentage or the speed you change it to is a mathematical proportion to the frame rate of your timeline to make it look smooth. If there's a bit of a disconnect, then you may find the actual footage looks a little bit sort of jerky. So for example, if you've got a 30 frames per second timeline, and you can check that by clicking the clog at the bottom, going to where it says master settings, and then it's going to say the project frame rate, which is 30 frames per second. You want to make sure you, for example, either choose, say, 60 frames per second for twice as fast, or perhaps 120 frames per second, or 15 frames per second. If it's something in between, so for example, you change it to something like, I don't know, let's say 130%, and you have a frame rate of 39, then it's going to look a little bit jerky when you play it back full screen. So for example, that's why I choose, say, 200% because it makes it 60 frames per second, or you may choose something like 400% for 120 frames per second. So there's one thing to bear in mind when you're changing the speed. But that's pretty much it, how you change the speed in DaVinci Resolve. Straightforward and nice and easy. Hope this video is useful, guys, and don't forget, of course, to give it a thumbs up. Take care and see you soon.